Welcome to the Hybrid Lab. My name is Jay, and this is The Formula, where I break down the formula for scaling to multiple 6 and 7 figures as a coach and consultant. Today, we're talking about why AI is destroying the coaching industry and why some coaches are more successful than ever because of AI, while others are slowly dying off and quitting. Now, right now, there are two types of coaches in this market. We have Coach A, who's started up here. Maybe they were making 10, 20, 30, 50K a month, but in the past 12 to 18 months, business has started to slow down. It's harder than ever before to sign clients, ad costs keep rising, and no matter what they do, nothing seems to be working like it was before. Then we have Coach B over here, who's the exact opposite. Their income is growing predictably, month over month. More clients are coming to them than ever before, and they're not worried about AI at all. They're actually winning because of it. So we have the same market, but two completely different realities that these coaches are living in. And I'm going to explain why. In this video, I'm going to show you what changed in the market, why this is happening, it's not just AI, and how to get from here, where Coach A is, to Coach B, so that you end up on the winning side of this shift. Now, before I break all of this down, let me explain how I actually know this. I spent 10 plus years as an IT consultant for Fortune 500 companies in corporate America. In the IT industry, we went through this shift years ago when AI completely disrupted a lot of jobs, people were getting fired left and right, and I was the consultant that people would hire after they fired their employees because I understood one simple thing: architecture versus tactics. And I know that's a technical thing, but I'm going to explain it a little bit later in the video so you know exactly why it matters. But because of that, they were firing their employees and they paid me millions of dollars to build solutions to the complex problems that they had in their business. All right. And so I was able to successfully ride this AI wave all the way to the fucking bank, while these little guys, the button pushers at the bottom, all got canned. And so because I've already gone through this shift, I can tell you exactly what you need to change in your business so that you end up on the right side of the shift. All right, cool. So the first thing that you need to understand is that AI is not actually replacing coaches. AI is exposing the coaches that had no real level of depth or expertise behind what they were doing. For a long time, people could just go out and buy a course, learn a couple things, and then go and start teaching it, and no one would know the difference between whether or not they knew their shit. They were regurgitating information that they learned 6 months ago and teaching it to other people. And so whether you're in the health, wealth, or relationship space, it really doesn't matter. This all applies to you, because if you actually know your shit and you're a real expert, this just became a fucking playground for you. And if you follow the plan that I'm giving you right now, you're gonna be more successful than you've ever been. All right, so let's talk about the problem. Right now, you have two forces that are actively working against you. You have what's called market level sophistication, and then you also have AI that completely disrupted the information side of the industry. You're going to be able to use these two things that are working against most people, and you're gonna get them to work to your advantage. Okay, and I'm going to explain the information side in a minute, but let's talk about market level sophistication first, because this is something that is extremely important that you need to understand right now if you want to be successful. There's a dude named Eugene Schwartz that wrote a book called Breakthrough Advertising. You should read it. It's a good read. But anyway, in simple terms, this just means the stages of a maturing market. It's a market that has grown substantially and it's starting to mature and become more complex. All right, so there are 5 stages to a maturing market. Stage 1 was before this market was super saturated, you could just state a claim, hey, I'm going to get you XYZ result, and people would buy from you. But then more people came into the market. So now we move to level 2, where you had to amplify that claim. I'm going to get you to 100K in 30 days. Then that stopped working. People caught on. Then it came into a unique mechanism. So before we were just starting with a claim, people stopped buying into that. Then we had to show a unique mechanism. This is how I can do this thing better than someone else. This is the unique mechanism that I used to do it. And again, market keeps growing. Everyone starts following that same exact strategy. Now we move into level 4, who it's for. Now this is where people started niching down. Okay, these things aren't working anymore. Can't just state the claim, can't amplify the claim, can't use the unique mechanism anymore to convert people. So now we're going to niche down. So now if I'm a fitness coach, I'm going to help women in their 30s lose 20 pounds. So if I niche down, that means I'm talking to a very, very specific person, and that used to work for a little while. But again, the market became more and more saturated, grew more, people stopped believing all the claims and all the hype and shit like that. And now we've made it to level 5. Level 5 is identity. And this is where the coaching market is sitting right now. If we're sitting here at identity, what does that mean? Instead of you trying to market all the things that you do and your unique mechanism and all this, yes, we still need to do that. But this is about who you are as a person. This is where personal branding becomes important. Who you are as a human being becomes the thing that your clients aspire to be or achieve for themselves. They need to want to be you. And that means you have to market yourself differently than you used to before. Level 5 buyers don't buy the outcome anymore. They buy the identity. And this is the fundamental principle behind everything else that I'm going to be breaking down for you in this video. So stick with me. Now, the old way of marketing down here is giving information, tactics, how-tos, and step-by-steps, teaching people what you know. But the new way of marketing is aspirational identity, shifting perspectives, giving people insights on their problems, using unique frameworks that you can teach through from your personalized experience, and teaching people how you think rather than just giving them tactics and information. All right, so this is force number 1. We're going to move on to force number 2, AI, the second thing that's working against you. Einstein once said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. And the reason why he said this is because he understood that there's a clear difference between knowing something and being able to do it. So if we think about how we actually create transformation for our clients, it's not by giving them more information, it's helping them bridge this gap. And so there are 4 core layers of education. And this is going to show you exactly why AI has disrupted the industry so much, but it's also going to break down why you have an unfair advantage if you're an expert. These are the things that are actually enabling us to create transformation for our clients. And these are the things that we should be using in our marketing as well. So the first layer is principles. Now, principles are the fundamental laws or rules behind what you do and how you think and how you act. So that's why you're so good at what you do. Now, the second layer is strategy. This is how we actually win the game, right? This is how we create transformation. This is the things that we apply directly to our clients to give them a plan to execute on. So this is those principles applied directly to a specific person in their specific situation. Now, because AI has never done the things that you've done, and it doesn't have the same level of expertise, even though it has so much information, it doesn't understand how to apply these principles to a specific person and create a strategy behind it. Now, if you've ever used AI to try to, grow your business or solve a major problem, you'd realize that the advice it gives you is fucking trash. And if you actually followed it, you probably got worse results in your business by listening to AI. And so the only way that AI is good at doing things or helping people with things is if it understands these principles and the strategy you're executing on. And so the third layer is going to be the tactics. This is the specific method or the actions that you take to actually achieve the goal. And then the fourth layer is execution. But the last 2 levels here are tactics and execution. These are the things that AI is actually good at. This is the AI dead zone. And so if this is the vast majority of your knowledge sitting here in the tactics area and the execution area, and you don't understand principles and strategy, because principles are always going to stay the same, but your strategy is going to change based upon who you're applying these principles to. And so if you just learn something from a course and it said do this, this, and this, step 1, step 2, step 3, and that's all you know, then you don't understand the principles or strategy. So when you get out into the market and you have to apply these things to different clients, you're not going to understand how to do it. You're not going to know how to get different people results based upon their unique situation. To give you an example, let's think about, content creation. If you're the person that's downloading 50 viral hooks and you're wondering why it's not working for you specifically, again, it's because you don't understand the principles and strategy. You can't just take a viral hook and expect for it to work for you. because it's still going to be unique to your situation, the way you execute on it, whether or not that hook is already saturated in the market and everybody's already heard it. There's a lot of reasons why it wouldn't work for you, right? But if you only understand the tactic behind it, it's not going to work. So the coaches who are sitting up here that understand principles and strategy, these are the people that are winning right now. So now that I've shown you the two different forces that are working against you right now in your business, you understand how AI has created a dead zone for the tactics and information layer of education and market level sophistication, and how we need to be marketing at the identity level instead of all this other shit. Now I'm going to show you how to actually execute on that and break down what's required for you to become Coach Via here, who's fucking riding off into the sunset with all your clients. All right, now real quick before we get into that, I have a gift for you. If you really want to know and understand where your business is at with all of these shifts that are happening in the industry, I built a scorecard quiz for you. It's called an AI Defensibility Scorecard. It's going to grade your business on all the core concepts that I'm breaking down in this video and tell you exactly, what needs some work, what you need to shift, and give you a game plan for that. If you want it, the link is going to be in the description. It takes 5 minutes or less. Just answer a few questions and you'll get your results right away. All right, so what we're seeing in the market right now is a complete market split. Up here at the top, you have coaches and consultants that are making 7 figures plus per year, right? These guys. There's not very many of them, but they're quietly crushing it and basically taking everyone's clients, right? And then you have the middle of the market that's getting completely wiped out. These are the people that are somewhere between like 30 to 60K a month. These guys are getting completely wiped out. And what you're seeing is a drastic shift from these people up here taking all the clients, and then these people here at the bottom of the market just basically fighting for the scraps that are left over from these guys up at the top. So these are people that are making like 5 to 10K a month just fighting for scraps. And as you can see, there's so many more of these. These are just the little quiet guys at the bottom that haven't quite figured out what is happening in the coaching industry, and they don't understand the shifts that I'm breaking down for you in this video. Now, what these guys up here are doing differently that are making out money are they built these 3 moats inside of their business. So I'm going to break each one of these down for you right here. The first is the soul. This is the aspirational identity we talked about, the level 5 identification. This is what kills your competitors, because you will build a one-of-one brand where you have a cult-like following, and it doesn't mean you have 100,000 followers. This could be 5,000, this could be 10,000, this could be 100, 1,000 people, but these are people that are completely bought into you, and they would never want to work with anyone else. And building a one-of-one brand is what creates this for you. Secondly, we have the brain. This is your intellectual property, your frameworks, your level of depth, the way you think, the way you view the world. These things are your personal concepts that you have created based on your knowledge and expertise. Nobody can copy, 10, 15 years of depth that you have behind your craft. Now, I'll give you a good example of this, because I had somebody that literally stole word for word a carousel that I created, and it was on what I call category carving, or basically market positioning. And this guy literally ripped all the words off of my carousel, wrote an email, sent it to his email list. He has like 60, 70,000 followers, and I just so happen to be on his email list. And I'm literally reading my own words, word for word, back to me. And I'm like, did this dude really steal my carousel? That's crazy. And the thing about it is, he stole the tactical and the execution layer of what it was that I was teaching, but he's never actually going to be able to deliver that to his clients, because if he actually had the knowledge and expertise behind what he's doing and helping people build personal brands, then he wouldn't be stealing my shit, because he would have his own. And so that's what's happening, is people are just regurgitating information, and that's what makes you stand out, because you're naturally going to say things in a unique way, not because you're trying to, but because what you've already built is unique in and of itself. You created it. It came from a source of truth, which is you. And that's why the brain is so important, because you're naturally going to stand out in the market. Once you start putting out your intellectual property, they can only copy what's at the bottom, the execution layer of that, but they don't have the strategy or the principles behind it. So Now, remember we talked about the 4 levels of education. These are the first 2 layers that are innately human that AI can't kill. So this is what helps you kill AI. The third moat is receipts. This is the credibility moat. This is the proof that no one else can fake. This is the proof that AI can't even fake. And so if everyone sounds like an expert at this point, then how do we know the difference between the two? Well, it's created a lot of doubt in your customers, in your clients. And so having this credibility moat is what kills doubt, and it builds trust within your audience. And AI can't manufacture that, right? You have a track record, you have client results, you have depth that shows up in your content, and that's what separates your actual expertise from people that are faking it. If you get really good at implementing these 3 different modes inside of your business, you become one of these guys up here in the top 1%. And you start crushing the market. Whether you have 5,000 followers or 100,000 followers, these principles still apply. You don't need to have a massive cult-like following to build this out. And so that's why you're seeing coaches quietly crushing it right now that don't have a ton of followers, but they're really good at the concepts that I'm showing you in this video. So I'm gonna break down each one of these individually so you have a little bit more detail to go off of in terms of how to actually implement these things in your business and in your marketing. I'll start with the soul. There are 3 core layers that you need to build into your content. The first is relatability, right? Sharing your story, your struggles, and your origin with people. Because if you're only talking about your wins, then people can't relate to you. And I made this mistake a lot in the beginning of my journey by just showing like, hey, here's how you do this thing, I've accomplished these things or whatever. And it just sounds like bragging, because I'm a very analytical person, and I feel like I don't like sharing my details or personal shit about myself, because I'm like, oh, whatever, you know, like who cares about that? They just care about solving their problems, so I'm gonna help them solve their problems. But no, people couldn't relate to me. They didn't know who I was. That creates a little bit of uncertainty in your prospects, and you don't know that obviously because they're just kind of quiet. They're probably never going to tell you that, but that's a major problem. And so you have to start sharing the struggles, the things that it took you a long time to overcome, and people will start to relate to you. When my marketing started to get better and I asked people, okay, why did you sign with me as a client? They were like, oh, because you said you had struggled with the same thing that I did too. That was literally the only change I made in my marketing, was showing people, okay, I had this problem, this is what it felt like, and this is where I started, this is where I am now because I did these things, versus just, I have this thing, this is how you do it. Not that big of a difference, but it makes a big difference to your audience, all right? Now, aspiration. This is your status, this is your life, this is your current reality. Now, there were a lot of coaches out there that used to market like, let me show you my fucking Lambo and my fucking mansion or whatever. I don't mean that. I don't mean that at all. What I mean by status is showing people that you have the thing that they want, really. And it doesn't need to be flashy. Like, I'm not a flashy person. I like the things that I like, and I just kind of share my life and document what I'm doing when I'm doing it, versus trying to like outwardly push, oh, I have this and I have that, because that's not who I am, right? So I'm gonna show my current life and my current reality. If I'm traveling, then I film content while I'm traveling. That's just a daily part of my life. I'm sitting on a rooftop in Bangkok. That's my daily life. That's what my life looks like. It's not for me to brag. It's not for me to show off or whatever. So the point is, if you're showing your life and whatever your current reality is to your audience, they're gonna see that, okay, they're going to see the gap between where they are right now and where you are, and that's going to help them. So whether you're a fitness coach, that's like showing your body and showing maybe the things that you can do that the person that you're targeting wouldn't be able to do right now. Something that simple makes all the change in the world in terms of your content. And the last one is authority, right? Showing your knowledge, experience, and solving real problems for your clients. So what a lot of people do in their marketing is they try to go for the viral hooks. They try to use formats that are going viral and blowing up. But the problem with this is that it's not actually solving people's problems, and they get these two things mixed up. I want to get all these views, but they're not targeting their content narrowly enough to solve real problems for their prospects. And so people don't build that trust because you're not actually helping them solve problems. Why would I expect for you to be able to help me if your content is just viral shit that by nature, because it's so broad, it's not actually going to help me? So creating this authority is is sharing your knowledge in these unique frameworks that we talked about earlier, your experiences. So for example, when I talk about building systems, I was an IT architect for 10 plus years. So when I talk about building systems, it's because I actually have depth of experience in building systems at a very high level, working on multi-million-dollar projects for Fortune 500 companies like Boeing, Bank of America. This is actual depth of experience that I can share within my content that shows I'm an actual expert in what the fuck I'm talking about. And so if you can do this well in your content and not just share like the thing, but share how you earned or learned that thing that you're teaching on, this goes a long way in showing real authority within your content. I can share stories about how I met the CEO of Google and how I fucked up and kept stuttering over my words when I was talking to him because I was so nervous, and solutions that we implemented for a project that they were working on. And so this stuff is by nature what gives you natural authority. And this is stuff that nobody else can copy. All right, so we talked about the soul up here. Now let's cover the brain and how you actually build this into your coaching program. The core principle I want you to understand and take from this section is environment is so much better than just giving your clients information, right? Information is nothing, right? Information was never the thing that was helping your clients transform. The environment you created for them was. So if you think about a caterpillar, now don't judge me because I know this caterpillar is ugly. All right, don't judge me. I can't fucking draw for shit. All right. So if a caterpillar wanted to turn into a butterfly, do they need help or information to do it? No, they need an environment. They get into this little cocoon and they come out weeks, months later, whatever it is, and they turn into a butterfly. Why? Because they had the right environment to create the transformation for them. And so my way of doing that for my clients is called the arena. I'm not going to break down all the details of what is actually inside of the arena. I'm just going to give you a high level breakdown. The arena is a total immersive environment for my clients where they compete against each other. And the reason why this is so important is because it creates a gamified way of helping them get results and making it fun while doing so. They get rewarded for taking the daily steps and actions that they need to take. So it's going to track their KPIs, meaning what are the things that they need to be hitting in their business to be successful, to hit their goals. It's going to track all of those. And if someone falls off, it's going to immediately alert me and say, hey, this person's struggling, go and help them out. So it's better at helping me hold my clients accountable and finding the strugglers, because let's be honest, if you've ever had people drop from your coaching program, usually they quietly fail, they don't really ask for help, and then they just like spin out months later. And if you could catch the things that happened prior to that, then they'd be much more likely to be successful in your program and to stay longer. So that's why this is so important. The second thing is gamification, like I already talked about. It increases LTV when you have an environment where people actually succeed. It's obvious, right? And so by creating this totally immersive environment for your clients, this helps create transformations faster and more efficiently than anything else I've ever seen. And the clients don't want to just talk to AI, they want access to you, but they only need access to you for certain reasons. That's why these people up here are making more money than ever before, because AI has just become your second-hand man in your business to help your clients succeed without you. Now, the second thing is AI guided execution, right? This is what holds your clients' hands through the actual work that you're helping them with. And then the third is your knowledge. Cloning your brain on all of your unique frameworks, your unique methods, your way of viewing and seeing the world, the principles that we talked about, the strategies, all of that, cloning that into an AI brain that can communicate with your clients while you're sleeping. So it's going to help them solve their problems faster. And so all the stuff that AI can handle, this gets taken off of your plate so that you have more freedom to do the things that you actually enjoy, which is just coaching your clients, working in your zone of genius, maybe working on your marketing, your content, right? All of the human elements to help you get more clients. And this is creating the case studies that feed directly back into your marketing in the first place. Because if you're anything like me, you know that the success of your clients is the success of your business. And if you can make sure that your clients are getting success because the environment you've created is so fucking powerful, then the business shit handles itself, all right? Now, the last one is receipts, the third mode. So receipts are your own transformation, your client results and case studies, and your past experiences. So as we said up here, even with authority, it's finding ways to infuse all of this into your content, your own transformations and how you've done things differently, what it took for you to get from point A to point B, and showcasing that gap from where you used to be to where you are now, and building as many fucking client results and case studies as humanly possible. These are the things that are going to help you stand out. Now again, if you want to know exactly where you stand with all these shifts that are happening, with AI killing the market, with market level sophistication, all of these things, again, take the AI business scorecard quiz, and this is going to tell you exactly where you stand, what you need to shift in your business, and give you results immediately. It takes less than 5 minutes. The link is in the description. I will see you in the next one.